Let me write out notation showing the different values in our data set. I'm going to do it this way. Y11 is the first data point from the first judge. Y12 is the second data point from the first judge, right? Etc. Y21 is the first data point from the second judge, all the way up to Y7. Then I'll use a little N7 here. It's the last observation from the seventh judge. So now I've just created a way to index each of these points. The different models we'll talk about have different ways of estimating the means for a point like each of these points. The first model we'll talk about is the equal means model. The equal means model says that the mean outcome is the same regardless of which judge you're talking about. The mean value of y, the mean of these data points, has nothing to do with judge. Okay? The mean of y, given that you tell me which judge it is just some single value mu that doesn't depend on the judge. The equal means model says there's only one mean here. So how are we going to estimate that mean? Well, if judge doesn't matter, and I want to estimate the overall mean of y, what should I use? I should use y bar, right? Where y bar is the mean of all the data points that we have. Another model we could have is the separate means model. For the separate means model, the mean of the outcome, if you tell me that judge is equal to a particular judge, the judge is equal to the ith judge, where I is 1 or 2 all the way up to 7, is equal to mu I. Right? So there's a mean mu1, which is what we expect the mean will be for judge 1, and a mean mu2 for judge 2, and a mean mu3 for 5, 6, and 7. So another way to think about this would be to say, for the separate means model, we think we have mu1, mu2, mu3, mu4, mu5, mu6, and mu7. Those are the means for the judges in the 7 groups. But for the equal means model, those numbers are all the same, and if I were to write the mean for each group, I would just be writing the same number again and again and again. And if I want to estimate the means for the separate means model, I'm going to then separately estimate the means within each group. So y bar 1 is the mean of the values of y for judge 1. Y bar 2 is the mean of the values of y for judge 2, all the way up to judge 7. So I have one estimate of this one quantity using all the values, and one estimate of each of these 7 quantities. Now, suppose I want to decide which of these models is more appropriate for my data set. What should we do? What should we do if I'm trying to decide which of these models is more appropriate for my data set? If I want to predict the value of y for a particular judge, is it helpful to calculate the mean of all the past values of y just for that judge? Or should I also incorporate the values of y for all other judges because it doesn't matter which judge you have? What should we do?